Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is doing well. Got a video that I've been trying to record for a couple of days. I think I finally got my technical issues figured out. Hopefully the mic is working. But this particular topic is about turbo cancers, and it's a near and dear topic to me because one of my really good friends had breast cancer 7 years ago. This was like 2017, and she's not had any cancers since. She was still taking a pill that is supposed to keep her from, I guess, from the cancer recurring. She had chemotherapy and radiation, and she had a breast removed. So recently, she went back to the doctor for a usual checkup, and they found a spot on her chest. So I went with her to get a biopsy, and a couple days later found out that she had cancer, this time in a different spot near her heart. So they did about a month's worth of radiation, and then now she's taking some injections, and she has to take 2 pills per day. They took off the other pill she was on and put on a new pill. But some really weird stuff is going on, because like she went to the doctor. I went with her. I've gone to several of her visits, and like they've never shown her, to my knowledge, and I've never seen any pictures of the spot, quote unquote, that they saw. Just said they saw a spot. Other thing is, they did a biopsy. They didn't test the biopsy to see if it was the same type of cancer as the other cancer she had. So I was like, So when she had all these treatments, and they had, I guess, the oncologist had written up a plan for her treatment, and then after the treatment was done, she would go back and talk to the oncologist. Well, the oncologist was like, oh, well, they didn't do a test, and we don't know if it's the same type of cancer, and I'm concerned, and yada yada. But I'm gonna put you on these meds. And I was like, oh my god, they're just doing any freaking thing to people now, like anything. I was just like, my friend, she's 63, single, basically has 2 kids that just ain't worth a quarter, when it comes to caring for her, and not understanding her needs, and her need to be able to lean on them right now. Like, they're stressing her out, in my opinion. But I stay out of it because that's family business. Anyway, like, nobody's helping her through anything, and the reason that I started going to the doctor with her is because I noticed that her memory is getting bad. So not only does she have a reoccurring bout with cancer, now she's starting to suffer from dementia. And so I go so I can ask questions and take notes and know what's going on, so that I can keep her on track, because she's my friend. We've been friends for like 30 years. When we were poor and didn't have anything. And so I have a lot of respect for her. She's a really good person. But my experience going to the doctor with her is that the cancer centers are full. When I say full, I mean full. Every lobby is full all day long. I don't care what time of the day we go for appointments. The lobby is full. The parking lot is full. The little area where you drop patients off in front of the door, coming and going, it's always full. And one of the ladies is an older lady who checks people in, or she doesn't check people in. She's just a greeter, and gives people instructions on where to go. And she was saying, she said, it's so many people coming in here. A lot of older white people are coming in. Now, there's a lot of black people too, that are having cancer, men and women. But overwhelmingly, from what I've seen, a lot of older white people. And people are having advanced stage cancers. Stuff like that's they've never had before. And we've already talked about this. I'm going to play a video from Dr. Campbell because he talks about it. And when before I saw this video, I've been going to the doctor for about a month, and I was like, it's something not right. I was like, all these people are quietly dying, quietly ill. And I mean, the hospital is full, like nurses everywhere, computers everywhere, medicine going here and there. People are getting I forgot what type of treatment they have, some type of infusion treatments, radiation, visits weekly, multiple times per week. Like, it's a whole big old industry. And nobody's talking about the correlation between the solution and the increase in these rates of illnesses that I've been talking about. So I have to be careful what I'm saying. But anyway, I want to play this video for you. But before I do, I'm going to read what Dr. Campbell put in his description, because it's really important. We all need to pay attention to it. And I'm going to say this, and I hope y'all get it in y'all spirit. Everybody on the planet is being sprayed with this stuff. It's in your food. It's in your meat. It's in the sky. It's in the rain. It's in the water. It's in the water table. It's in the ocean. There ain't hardly nothing that hadn't been sprayed with this stuff in America, and also around the globe. If they're spraying it in the air, don't just think the particles gonna fall on us in the clouds and the wind not gonna carry it other places. Everybody getting some. So if you're alive and you're breathing, we're all getting it. So there's a strong possibility that any of us can be infected with cancer at any time. So please stop berating people who took the lollipop, because everybody got some lollipop in them. We've been getting this mRNA in everything. It's in the medicine. It's in your meat. It's in the food supply. It's in the water table. It's even in like some lotions and other things that can be absorbed through your skin. They use it for testing, for MRI and other testing, and little cameras. Like, there's all types of things that or ways that they can use this technology to do harm to people. Although they'll say it's in the name of doing good, but we really understand the point of it. So I'm saying all this to say, do not be going around haughty and arrogant because you did not take any BAPs back in January, because it don't matter if you didn't take any. If you go to the grocery store and buy food, you probably are eating some. If you're eating spinach and lettuce and any type of leafy green vegetable that they've tested this stuff in, you don't know what you're eating. If you're not growing your own food, you don't know what you're eating. You're probably eating BAPs. If you're growing your own food and it's not covered, some particles with this stuff being sprayed in the sky could be on your vegetables. Your animals could be eating grass that has the stuff in it. It's like almost impossible to source this stuff. And they're not telling us all the ways that they're getting it into us, but believe me, they're getting it into us. So we have to pray about everything we consume, we put into our body and on our bodies, and we also need to repent for thinking because you didn't have the BAP, in 2020, 2021, that you are somehow exempt from experiencing accelerated cancer. We just don't know. It's up to the Most High to determine who's going to be here and who's not. But we all need to be praying and asking that we are found worthy to escape and that this situation passes us by. So this post from Dr. Campbell's description is from November the 1st, 2024. It says turbo cancers are rapidly forming, spreading, and mutating. Confirming Professor Angus Dalgleish, quote, many of my multidisciplinary team colleagues, fellow surgeons, oncologists, pathologists, radiologists, and specialist nurses all acknowledged to me sudden change in patterns and dramatic increase in these incurable advanced cancers that we've observed in the past 2 years. The close temporal association between the increased cancers and the rollout fulfills the gold standard Bradford-Hill epidemiological criteria for causation. So when they talk about rollout, y'all know what they're talking about. Got to be very careful about what we say. But anyway, Dr. Campbell listed a list of videos that you could view, and I'm gonna play the beginning of his video, fair use, and then I'm gonna allow you to listen to the presenter a little bit. I'm gonna encourage you to watch this video in its entirety because I'm not a medical professional. I can't give you medical advice. I'm just sharing something that I've seen on the internet from somebody that I trust, and I've trusted for the last 3-4 years, and I will continue to trust because he's one of the few people that is putting his neck on the line and upset that he, as a medical professional, encouraged people to take something that is now doing this thing to them. And so he's devastated because, hey, this is his community, and we're supposed to be able to trust them. And now, like everything else, we don't know what we can trust. We have to be suspicious of everything. So anyway, let me play this video.
A warm welcome to this talk, one I certainly wish I didn't feel compelled to make. Turbo cancers are rapidly forming, spreading and mutating. Now this is from Mr. James Royal, consultant surgeon, and it's very consistent with what we've been learning from people like Professor Angus Dalgleish, Professor of Oncology and Virology, who's been concerned about this for some time. Most doctors seem reluctant to speak out about it, but Dr. Royal has spoken out about it. Many of my multidisciplinary team colleagues, fellow surgeons, oncologists, pathologists, radiologists and specialist nurses all acknowledge to me sudden change in patterns and dramatic increase in these incurable advanced cancers we've observed over the past 2 years. And we know people have been presenting at stage 4 when the cancer is basically untreatable. The close temporal association between the increased cancers and rollouts fulfills the gold standard Bradford-Hill epidemiological criteria for causation. Enough from me. Let's listen to Dr. Royal speaking directly on this. This is from the Jackie Stone conference in Stormont in Northern Ireland, named after Jackie Stone, who sadly, a physician who sadly took her own life after severe external pressure. Over to Mr. Royal now.
Finally, I need to talk about cancer, particularly colorectal cancers. In addition to the increase in all-cause excess deaths in highly vaccinated countries since the gene-based injectable rollout, there has been observed an alarming and significant increase in cancers. These cancers have been termed colloquially turbocancers. Obviously, this is not a scientific term, but reflects the different aggressive biological nature that seems to be being observed by the public as well as clinicians. Despite recent articles claiming that the sudden growth in cancers is not new, such as the gaslighting article in the Daily Mail reporting on a baffling increase in trend in data from 1990 to 2019, there is a clear dramatic increase that occurred in 2021, shortly after the rollout. A robust study recently published from Japan, now redacted by the journal after significant pressure, showed cancer-related excess mortality in vaccinated populations. Cancers being observed are in all ages. It is my assertion, shared by many expert oncologists and clinical around the world, that the cancers we are seeing are extremely aggressive and are of a different biology. One study showed this dramatic increase, particularly in younger ages through 2021, 5.6% increase, 2022, 7.9% increase. I've noticed aggressive widespread recurrences in previously successfully treated bowel cancer cases that I'd considered cured. Many metastases.
So this reminds me of the case of my friend, because her cancer was cured, and all of a sudden it came back. And now I will say she had numerous lollipops, 2 different kinds. The one you get in the winter, and the one that they said get it because if you are high risk, if you have this, and this, then you should have it. So she fell into that category, and so she took it. Here it is 3 years later, and now all of a sudden, here she is presenting with a cancer. Don't know what kind it is. Don't know if it was similar to the other type she had. I will say one of the things that the doctor did, the oncologist said, is that it's not normal for you to get a different type of cancer when you have cancer. Like, you don't usually get 2 types. It may spread to a different area, but it's the same type of cancer. But people are presenting now with 2 different types of cancers, a cancer they didn't have. Like, they had cancer previously, they're presented with a different type. That's not common. That's unusual. So a lot of stuff is happening, and y'all need to pay attention. You need to make sure. I can't even tell you what you need to do. You need to pray and ask the Most High to teach you to war with your hands, teach you to heal your body, teach you to speak life over yourself and over everything that you are in control of, and to just pay attention to the signs, things that are happening. If you have a place where you can go visit a cancer center, and you're in a Western nation that had the rollout of these things, go to the cancer centers and look around. Like, they're packed all day long. You could stay a whole day, just sit on the bench, and you'll just see it's a never ending cycle of people coming. I've never seen anything like this. It is like more people are at the cancer center than in the hospital, like in our little area. The cancer center is busier than the people coming to visit patients in the hospital. That is wild to me. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that we don't know whether my friend had 2 different cancers, because somebody was a brain surgeon and didn't test the new cancer spot, allegedly, to see if it was the same as the last cancer she had 7 years ago.
Metastases in these cases are unusual or atypical. Middle-aged and elderly people are presenting with out-of-the-blue aggressive stage 4 colorectal cancer who are incurable and die within weeks or months. In many of these cases, the entire liver appears to be filled with large, round tumor masses. It is horrific to see on a weekly basis in my MDT. In my experience, it is rare for colorectal cancer to be as aggressive in elderly. Usually, sporadic cancers that are diagnosed are still operable when they present. Elderly patients rarely present with stage 4 disease, and certainly not in the way I've started seeing.
Now, this presentation that Dr. Royal is brilliantly giving is really designed for healthcare professionals. So I'll just.
All right, so I'm not gonna play the rest of this. You can watch the video in its entirety. I'm strongly recommending everybody who follows me to watch it and to read the information. Go to Dr. Campbell's website, because over the last, say, 2-3 weeks, he's put out a whole lot of videos about these turbo cancers, some alternative treatments, with some medications that were taken off the market during the BAPs. So now you can't access them anyplace uh, without a prescription. So you have to go to the doctor, and you have to have a reason for needing it. So, you remember Code 45 was promoting all these different alternative solutions and getting pushback. And then he got out of office, and then Paw and Kabami went in a totally different direction, took medications off the market that you could have used, that they were using in other countries. So it's some wild work going on. Crazy work. Crazy things have been and are happening. And we need to pay attention, because the next crisis, pestilence, is on the way. So I just want y'all to really be aware of what's going on. Please do not think just because you didn't have a BAP or 2 or 3 or 5 that you are exempt, because this stuff is all over the planet. It's in the water. It's in the water table. It's on the plants. It's in the food that you buy from the grocery store. It's being fed to animals, and the vaccines that the animals are getting have it in there. I already did a video on it last year, maybe year before last. So go back and look. It had to do with chickens, poultry. But I've done a couple different videos on studies, and I read directly from the research. So, I want y'all to get it in your spirit. You're going to have to be your own advocate. You're going to have to be aware of all these different devices that the adversary is using, and you're going to have to eat them herbs and seeds that the Most High told us to consume in order to heal our bodies. That is going to have to be of the utmost importance. So y'all really need to start building up your systems, taking vitamins. And again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a physician. I'm just sharing with you some things, some basic things that you can do to make sure that your immune system is not compromised. And also, I'm asking you to pay attention to your body. If you notice some different things going on with your blood pressure, with stool, with your urine, your eyes, pay attention to your fingernails. Like, there are a lot of different signs your body will give you when something is not right. And try to pray over everything that you put in and on your body, because we just don't know what these people are doing to us. But what we do know is that they're trying to get rid of a whole lot of people by 2025. And it seems like if people are presenting with stage 4 and stage 5 cancer, and it's terminal and incurable, they are on their way. So this is possibly how they knew so many people were not going to be here in 2025. Gotta always keep what they say in the forefronts of our mind, because we don't know the plans of the adversary. We just know they got some, and they include us. All right. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Links to this video will be in the description. Follow me on Odyssey and Rumble. Links are in the description. If you'd like to support the channel financially, I have a link for Coffee and Venmo at the bottom of the description box. This is a labor of love. My channel is not monetized, and I'm not compensated for anything that I bring to you. So if you appreciate me, and you have a few pennies to spare, I would greatly appreciate it. Lastly, continue to prep. Continue to pray. Continue to do your own research. Read instead of listening. It's okay to listen. But we got to get into the habit of reading, because that is where all the stuff is. That's where all the meat and potatoes are. And a lot of times we just want a quick, 2 or 3 minute message and move on. You're not going to get this type of stuff in 2 or 3 minutes. These studies are long. These physicians take their time and they do a lot of research before they publish these papers. And they present to themselves, although a lot of times this stuff is made public, but you have to go find it. And you're also going to have to stop looking at America as the beacon for everything good and right, because right now our draw's dirty. So, anywho, this is Marta K. Love y'all. Watch this video all the way to the end, and don't forget to click on the description in Dr. Campbell's video so that you can follow those doctors, and also get more information about these advanced staged cancers, because any of us could be impacted at any time. Bap bap or no bap bap, we don't know what got bap baps in them, so we all at risk. All right, this is Marta K. Love y'all, and I'm out.